I'm actually kind of curious. I want to know why JB thinks like an athlete shouldn't be able to transfer. So you think once you're locked into a school, you can't leave at all?
No, I think you should have a one-time transfer, which I probably won't even agree to that. But I agree with the one-time transfer. 10 times transfers? Come on. What are we doing? What are we teaching? Here's the thing I have. Here's the issue I got. And Smitty did not elaborate what my thoughts are very well to you because he has to get back to Fox and, he has to do some stuff. So he's going to tell you some bullshit. So here's the thing. Smitty and I go back and forth on this all the time. No offense to you or anyone, but you're now paying bills. But how many bills did you pay? How many kids did you put through a scholarship? And how many mortgages did you pay at 17 to 21 years old? How many kids did you put through college? Those 45-year-old coaches who've been coaching 25 years did that forever. Not only have they done it for their own kids, they've done it for you as players. I know I have for a shitload of kids. For you to sit here and say, well, coach can't transfer. Guess what? You guys do it every day. You better your life every day. And if you don't think the Walmart manager gets offered a better managing job at Target for 50 grand more and he's not leaving, you're crazy. He is leaving. He's bettering his family because he's earned the right to do so because he's been putting people through college and paying bills their whole life. The kid has not even learned how to drive a Lamborghini yet, and you've given him the keys. I don't know about you, Mo. Do you know how to change oil and brakes?
I don't.
Fucking shit. Smitty. So anyway, calm down. So anyway, you don't know how to change the oil and the brakes, but yet we're going to give you the keys to the Lamborghini and say, all right, go ahead. You can transfer 4 times. I'll give you 2 different NIL deals. And you think that's equivalent to a 40-year-old man who's been doing this for this long. Come on, man. You're now grown up, Mo. You know damn well it's not the same. And here's where I'll mic drop it at. And you can tell it to take over and give me your fight on it. The kid that comes in and illegally records, myself, I've had it happen, Lane Kiffin, and then their crutch is mental health. That's your get out of jail free pass nowadays. If you think I have to stick and deal with that shit as a grown man who's been doing it 45 years and not be able to leave, you're crazy as hell. I'll drop the mic on that. Come on, man. Come at me or whatever you guys say. Don't at me, whatever the fuck you call it.
Look, if we're gonna treat it like a business, like we are with the NIL, like dudes making 5, 6, 7, up to $10 million a year, then let it be a business. Coaches can leave, free agency, players are leaving. This is no different than the NFL. The money's what's the difference? It's just age. And when has age in any other industry been a difference in rules? Even in other sports.
It used to be, not now in your generation. It used to be. You used to have to get a degree. You used to have to do certain things. Now you could be a YouTube star at 16 and do makeup. So it has changed. You know what I mean?
I think from a business standpoint, like if I'm running the NCAA and I'm like, my priority is maximizing profits, right? Like what's going to drive more viewership to a Saturday 4 p.m. SEC slot? It's the storylines. It's the drama. What does UFC do well? What does the NBA do so well? It's the behind the scenes. It's the James Harden. It's the Kyrie Irving. It's the, where's KD going? What did he say? Where's he going next year? Maybe he's not happy. That's what the NFL needs to do a little bit better on with the storylines. That's what sells. So it's from a business standpoint, like I'm an economics major, so I'm always kind of like thinking on that end. That makes the most sense. I don't know if societally what you're talking about, kids being soft, maybe it's good, maybe it's not good. But from like a money standpoint, which, hey, this is about making money, I think that's what sells. Like, maybe Caleb Williams doesn't want to stay at USC. Defense isn't playing well. He wants to transfer. Oh, well, there's a rule he can't transfer. Oh, well, those are dollar signs. He wants to go to team X, Y, Z. Like that free agency aspect, I think is very valuable. And it makes sense. Like,
you know why your generation hasn't learned how to change the oil of the brakes? Because, to be honest, the young kids have made money now at a younger age than we used to. Yeah. So you know what you pay people for, right? So you don't have to fucking do it. Like, let's be honest. Exactly. So that is your generational mindset. I mean, it's okay to be different. I think disagreements create great conversation. That is the young generational mindset, though. I make money now. I don't need to learn how to do it. I'm going to pay you to do it. Right. Well, that is why we are failing kids in the college portal and in college football, because those kids are, in essence, paying you to do my dirty work. And now I can transfer 4 times. I don't need to get my hands dirty. I don't need to toughen my skin and get yelled at by a coach and beat somebody out for the job. Let me keep preaching, homie. Let's go, Mo. Give me something back.
Hey, if there's not going to be any revenue sharing, which I do think will be a thing within the next decade, I think that's the least you could do for student athletes, in my opinion. In terms of
I'm all for being paid. I'm all for paying y'all. I'm all. Yeah. I've always been paid. One of my best friends is Ed O'Bannon, who started this whole thing. So trust me. And I can argue over all you guys that I got screwed more than anybody. Netflix made $4 billion off my name. I got zero. Damn. So please think about. I'm all for you in the NIL deal. I don't believe they did it right though. I believe that the NIL has created a safe haven for soft kids, and I believe that what's happened is that we said we'll pay all you people this. You know better than I. The average NIL deal is $300. Let's just be honest. These cats ain't making all this money. There's only a couple Caleb Williams out there. It's not real. Let's be honest. So if you don't think that there's money out there to be made, then you're ignorant. There is, and I agree. But at the same time, you have to understand that not everybody's going to be making that money. And there's always going to be the thought of greener pastures. Oh, the grass is greener out there. I'm going to go chase this because the right tackle at Vanderbilt ain't making the same money as the quarterback, and his jersey's not selling in the student store. So the way they've structured the NIL, to me, has failed the kid on a macro level, and they only thought micro level wise because only so many kids are going to sell merch and get a T-Mobile deal. And get this and get that, and Shedeur Sanders watches and prime glasses. Dog, the kids you need on your roster, the gut and grit and nuts and guts, don't make that money, and they're sitting there getting cussed out the same way as the guy making $4 million. And he's like, well, why am I getting cussed out? I'm the one protecting his ass, and I get $400 a month. Yeah. Like, and you know as I know, because I know from other people and coaching buddies, they're going right through one ear and out the other. They're not going to get cussed out by somebody after they're out here bleeding and sweating just the same way, but not getting the money. So to me, is what's creating the portal to transfer more than ever right now because of that reason. Not really just dollars and cents, even though at the end of the day, it has to make dollars to make sense.
I mean, but JB, you just spent all this time talking about how coaches are car salesmen and don't care about actual players, and I don't think the NCAA cares either. Like. This is just to pretend that they do.
You know what the NCAA means? Non-caring assholes of America. I agree 1,000%.
That's what I'm saying. They do not care at all about student athletes. They want to make money and they want to get as many eyeballs on the screen as possible. And so I don't, it just doesn't make any sense to me that they're going to have these restrictions on kids when this is professional football. Like by every definition of employment in terms of how much money they're making in revenue, television sales, employment status, and like you know better than anyone, like the amount of time that's spent at practice and meeting rooms. Like I mean, this is an all-day deal. You can't do anything outside of basically college football. You can't have another job. So
yeah, it's real. Now I gotta ask you this, man. We got you on here, so I got we brought up a couple times. We've had multiple instances where players / coaches have gotten emotional at the end of the game. We had Sharon Moore, I think coach from Michigan, was crying at the end of the game. Obviously USC with Caleb crying at the end of the game. It caused a whole big conversation around the sports world. Just what's your take when it comes to not even those specific cases per se, but just crying after a tough loss or a big win in general? Like, are you an advocate for it? Do you care? Does it matter? Is it soft? Just where does your brain land when it comes to that?
Yeah, to me, there's two parts to it. There's the crying, and then there's the way you do it, right? So, like, I'm as competitive as they come. I've played football my whole life. I've cried after games. I have tons of teammates who have cried after games. Yeah. Now, the other part is how you do it. And me personally, like, I'd prefer not to do it on a spotlight like that on national television, call it for whatever reason. The thing with Caleb, like I spent a lot of time with him, and so I'd consider him a friend. I know he doesn't care. That's the number one thing. And like, that's what makes him a good football player too, though. Like he doesn't care what I think about this. He doesn't care what you guys think about this. that's just the way he's wired, and it's really interesting.
Money, right? He makes money.
But that's not why he doesn't care. That's just if he were broke, he'd be the same exact way. That's just he's the most confident dude I've ever been around. He does not care at all. And so if that's just I'm telling you. And so if that's how he's wired, that's how he's wired. And respect to it, man. Like look, he's in my opinion the best college quarterback.
If you sit here and tell me he doesn't care, and you're confident in that, doesn't care what anyone thinks. Can I flip it and say, I don't think he cares about USC either?
Well, I disagree, but I want to hear why.
Well, he's not a USC guy. He was transferred there with his head coach. So he didn't really go through the recruiting process to go to USC. He kind of went to USC because his head coach brought him there. I don't think you can really care for a university anymore at all. It's probably a great debate, but there's no way, because I talked to too many kids, there's no way these kids, they don't care about the university. They care about the NIL deal. Maybe some of them winning, but some of them mainly, I'm going to go to the NFL. I want to get an NIL deal while I'm there. I don't think they're really caring about the university in totality. If you think they are, please break it down, because I don't see it.
I mean, to a certain level, like who cares about the university? He cares about winning football games and he cares about his teammates. To me, that's a million times more important than the structure of a university or the president of you. Like he's not doing this for Carol Folt. You know, like who cares, man? Like he's probably
I mean that level, but yeah, I got you.
Hey, this game is for Carol Folt, man. Stand up.
Exactly. Or even the AD, like he's doing this for Justin Dedich, who's the center right now, or Jonah Monheim, who's playing tackle. Like those are the dudes in the trenches, man. Like when you're going through shared struggle like that, you're getting beat up physically, mentally. Like you're going through fall camp, spring ball, summer, like those are your brothers. Like it's almost like it feels like war in a sense. It's not, but it feels that way when you're sharing that much struggle. It's like, yeah, man, like you care. Like that's a crazy thing to say in my opinion. And even if you were just playing one-on-one, like say it was one-on-one basketball, he cares about winning, dude. Like you can't be that great without being a competitor. Like there's no way.
I would bet dollars to dimes Caleb Williams never steps foot on SC after he goes to the NFL. You know who cares about USC? Marcus Allen. Fucking Anthony Munoz. There's a difference, dog. That's what I'm telling you about care. This guy don't care about USC. I mean, let's be honest. Do you care about USC? You going to be back at SC in 10 years? Hell no.
You ain't got to answer that. You ain't got to answer that, no.
You got your money. You got paid. And now your time to move on. There ain't nobody caring about these colleges no more. Let's be honest. Come on, man. It's the realest show on planet Earth.
I mean, we'll have to. I don't know if you care. I got to ask him, but I don't understand why that's even a matter of discussion. He cares about winning. Like, what's more important, caring about the university or care about winning?
No, it goes hand in hand, because you can't care about your brothers in the locker room when I can argue that you really care about swapping jerseys, because that's the era we're in. But let's just be honest. You can't care about your brothers and talk about this on one side and not care about the school you're playing for. How does that make sense? So you're not playing pickup football. You're not playing flag football in the park, dog. This ain't 7-on-7.
But real quick,
hold on. We're getting there. I like Mo. Mo's the real one. Here's the thing. You want NIL money from that university, but then you're telling me that you're only caring about your brothers in the fucking locker room? Come on, man.
I mean, who's going to turn down money, though? It's like, it doesn't matter where it's coming from in that point.
That's my point. Thank you. You don't care where it's coming from. So how could you care about USC?
Also, Caleb's making most of his money outside of camp. It's not USC collectives, though. So it's not like university.
No, I get it. But there's a reason USC carries much more weight than Fresno State. Let's just be honest. Yeah, USC is a blue blood. It's not like going to San Jose State. He ain't getting the same money that he's getting at San Jose State from outside that he is from USC or in Oklahoma. Let's just be honest.
I don't know, JB. Like when I was playing at Vanderbilt, like I love Vanderbilt more than anybody next to me, right? When I'm on that field, like I'm playing for my brother. Like, how do you guys feel when you're on the field? I'm playing for the dudes next to me. Like, I'm not thinking about the university structure 10 years from now. Vanderbilt University been around since whatever 19th century. Like, I don't understand that argument that much.
No. I think you took it wrong. I agree totally with you. I don't give a shit about administratively and all that shit, what they do. That's not what I mean. I just mean the school I chose to go play for, there's a reason. I didn't go choose to play for my homies that could be transferring every single semester, because that's what's happening right now. I have to still have some type of foundational, concrete locker room to be in, which is on some sort of campus of some school. So that I don't care about like and I don't care about the president, the principal, for instance, on high school, whoever. I'm talking about the actual, like, okay, I have to have some sort of loyalty to where I'm going to play at, more than I'm just picking to go play with Mo because we're boys and we play 7-on-7. I think that's what's happening right now, and that's why cats are transferring at all-time rate, because they're choosing to go play for either a coach, which we all get. Players came to play for me regardless of the facility that I was at or whatever. Yeah. But it also comes down to, I got to be able to know I'm getting something out of this. And Mo, to your point, back in the day, it was getting that degree from USC, martial law. There's huge benefits to a Vanderbilt 4.0 fucking education. I mean, that school is unbelievable academically. So getting that diploma or degree from those schools used to carry more weight than it does now. And now it's, do you think people are going to care and graduate from USC? They've been in 4 schools in 4 years. So what degree are they using to push the business at Morgan Stanley? What degree is it? Well, I went to Miami, USC, I went to Fullerton, I went to, like, that's the difference. It's changed, I guess. And change is okay. I'm not tripping, but I'm just saying at one point, 4-time transfers, 5, 6. There's a guy that just got his 8th year. At what point does it say, we got to say, okay, man, I'm going to stick to this school, and this is the legacy that I'm creating here. Yeah, Screw my teammate or whoever I wanted to come with. He left. He's gone. But do you leave just because he left? That's what I think is happening more than ever.
Yeah. No, you're right to make those observations on the changes. There's no doubt that is a thing. Like, I mean, JT Daniels was a guy at SC before I got there. He's on his 4th school. And shoot, I should be the last one talking. I transferred just almost as many times as him. So you're dead right. There is less loyalty, but I think there's going to be pros and cons with everything. In my opinion, what should we like? Are we willing to sacrifice that feeling of loyalty with the players and that change in the old school mentality, or are we willing to give players more ability, more freedom to move around? In my opinion, there's more pros than cons in allowing players to move around. That's just the way I look at it. There's going to be cons like that. That's number one, and you're going to get guys who decide to stay. But I think giving guys the freedom to choose and just having less bureaucracy and less rules, and to me, having the NCAA less involved, the better, in my opinion. I think the NCAA should be disbanded. That's the way I look at it.
It's going away. I think it's going away.